And Miss Tiffany. Tell me, Tiffany, how do you, since you are a writer and yes, and a creative, what do you tell yourself, tell that younger person, that younger writer that might have started within you? What do you tell your younger self?
Thank you both for having me on this show. I think you guys are doing an excellent job. I would definitely say that for the advice I would give my younger writer self is to keep writing. I did not realize that once I graduated college, became a wife and a mother, that passion was actually going to die. My focal point became my children. And when I felt like I was kind of only existing and not thriving, I was like, what was it that kind of kept pushing me forward? And it was the pen and paper. And so if I would have known in college, if I would have known in the times before I had these greater responsibilities and identities that God was calling me to, that writing as a major part of my identity should have remained at the forefront, because I had a lot to say, but I went on mute inwardly. And so as a survivor of domestic violence, I absolutely would have a lot to say to that younger writer about her self-esteem, about what she says yes to and what she should say no to. Just that's the basic, is that I would keep practicing, because now there is a kind of a lament, not a major one, but a lament for having lost my first love, and now trying to ignite that fire and get it back and tell my story and to help others tell theirs as well. So that's what I would say to my writer self.
Wow.
My younger writer self. Yeah.
Yes. So tell me, what would you say to that, I'll say the 5-year-old. I'm going to call her 5. Yes. What would you say to your 5-year-old self?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of read a little bit. I won't say much, but I'll just say, dear little me, you are precious, and I'm so glad that you are more fully aware. Dear little me, you wondered if God could really hear you, giving him your name and address because of a limited understanding. But I assure you, God honored your coming. Now we know that he has established, and he can hear very well and is responsive to your call. Dear little me, the questions you thought that had gone unanswered have now been revealed in his light and love. Dear little me, as much as you desired normalcy and to fit in, we now celebrate that it's better to build unique and embrace standing out. Dear little me, don't be afraid. Dear little me, I need you to understand that being a nice little well-behaved girl doesn't always open doors, but being kind opens eyes. Now having the courage to fail while now we have the courage to fail and fall forward, which puts us in a prostrate position. Holding us and standing brave will actually do the same.
Wow. Yes. Yeah, I know. Wow.
I feel all this tonight.
We feel this? We feel this?
Oh, I do.
Yes. That is very, very powerful, Tiffany. Thank you. So I have a question for our panel. Tell me, when you were when you really stopped to think about your younger self, tell me one thing that was disappointing to you, that now if you saw someone going through the same thing, what would be your advice to that young lady? Did you have those types of dreams and aspirations, and did you look through the catalogs and circle everything, and and was there ever a time when your dreams, you talked about writing, but were there any other dreams that you had that just seemed to lay low or were diminished, and now you've been able to bring those back to life?
Well, so Andretta encouraged us to, come and be our full authentic self. And I got to tell you, yes, I did not get into the Sears or the JCPenney catalogs. They were just all I saw was drapes. That's what I remember seeing. And
Yes.
I could care less about the drapes. Now, there was probably more to those catalogs than drapes, but I had no interest. Where I was circling and hoping and dreaming was in Ebony magazine, actually.
Oh,
And
okay.
I
All right
used to
now.
love reading the Ebony Advisor. I could not wait.
That's a little bit higher up.
Couldn't wait until those issues came out. And I think part of that disconnect began to diminish when I went away to college because my mother had the subscription and I didn't keep them up in college. So I wasn't getting that journalistic ebony advisement, if you will, on a monthly basis. And so I think I know what reignited it was actually a show, not that we're plugging shows, but shameless plug too, on the OWN network, there was a show that piloted called Checked In, and it's a phenomenal story. If you haven't checked it out, look at it. But the owner she worked for Essence, I believe. She was the editor-in-chief, and her telling her story, how she owns these bed and breakfasts along the East Coast. That story woke me in a, I won't say grave, but it woke me in a dead place. It reignited something. It sparked it. And I was like, let me get back on course with storytelling and story planning. So that did it. But it I'm sorry, Sears and JCPenney, I'm sorry. It's one of the ones that was not feeling y'all.
That wasn't for you. Okay. It's okay. We like Ebony and Jet in Essence.
We had Jet magazine too.
We had Ebony and Jet, and we actually lived next door to people who worked for Jet magazine. And if I would have known what networking meant then as I do now, oh my days, like networking, I would have been all over their house. Like, y'all need some cookies, y'all need a babysitter, y'all need it. Like, I would have been rubbing elbows, good fashion. But you know, you live and you learn, and so. Yeah.
I think if I would have circled anything in my mama's Essence or Ebony or Jet magazine, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. So that was a big no in my house.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a big no though. Wow. Well, ladies, we just appreciate
this has been so much
everything that you have shared with us tonight. It has been enriched. It's been an enriching type of talk. Like Andretta said earlier, the pivot poll. You know, we're free. We're here. We like to talk and like to engage with each other. So you all definitely have done that.